What's up everyone, Darcblade here with another Mass Effect 3 multiplayer class guide. In this episode we're going to take a look at the final Drell class in the multiplayer, the Drell Assassin. This guy is a class that works well as a headshot class. With the right weaponry and right setup, he can take down almost all opponents easily when going for the head. Now, like all my characters in the multiplayer, I spec the Drell Assassin for the harder difficulties in the game. I start out by going up to rank 4 in Tactical Cloak. I will not be using additional powers while cloaked or a sniper rifle, making bonus power and sniper damage useless. I also skip rank 5 recharge speed and melee damage. Recharge speed is nice to have, but points are better used elsewhere on this class. Finally, I put points into damage over duration. Damage means that all your shots, homing grenades and recon mines will be doing more damage if they are used from when you are cloaked. Next, I go up to rank 4 in homing grenades. Normally I would go up to armor damage in rank 6 and fire damage for a nice dot in rank 5. But points are limited with this build, so instead I go for damage over radius in rank 4. The grenades add a little bit of extra damage, but won't be your main source, thus I haven't maxed out the ability. Next, I put maximum points into Recon Mine. You are going to be using the mine more as a debuffer than a damage dealing ability. Thus I put points into invasive scan over armor damage. Next I put points into damage over recharge speed. Recharge speed will not matter much, as you should be casting Recon Mine while cloaked, thus the cloak cooldown will override the Recon Mine cooldown. This makes damage the better option here. Lastly, I put points into radius over damage. This is so more enemies will be affected by the invasive scan debuff. Moving on to the passive abilities, I max out Drell Assassin for weapon damage, putting points into weapon damage, headshots and weapon damage again. I then go on to max out fitness, putting points into fitness expert, shield recharge and durability. The extra health and shields really helps. Also the extra movement speed is a bonus. With the weapons, you want to take a weapon that has good headshot bonuses, like the M11 suppressor. Failing that, a good submachine gun could do the job. Keep in mind too that you don't want to weigh yourself down too much. With the permanent gear slot, you want to take vulnerability VI to increase your headshot damage. Failing that, you can take something to either increase your weapon damage or your survivability. Anyway, let's get into the heart of the episode and talk about the Drell Assassin's moves and abilities. Its first move, that is available to all the Infiltrator classes, is Tactical Cloak. This ability allows the Drell Assassin to become near invisible, allowing him to move about the battlefield freely and get into the optimal position for maximum damage. Not only does Tactical Cloak give you the benefit of becoming nearly invisible, but it also increases your damage output greatly while in and coming out of cloak. The damage bonus will last a few seconds after cloaking, meaning that you'll get a few shots off with the extra damage after breaking cloak. You really want to use Tactical Cloak all the time with this guy. All of his abilities you want to use from a cloaked position. There is also an added bonus too, that your homing grenade and recon mine will not deactivate your cloak when used. Tactical Cloak also gives you aid when trying to avoid enemies. They will not normally target you if you're cloaked, unless they saw you use Tactical Cloak or you're playing solo. Overall, Tactical Cloak is one of the strongest abilities in the game in my opinion, and you should use it all the time on the Drell Assassin. The next ability we're going to cover is the homing grenade. With this ability, the Drell Assassin fires a grenade from his Omni tool that will home in on targets. It doesn't move at a fast pace, but the grenade will bend slightly, allowing it to bend around corners and cover if aimed right. The homing grenade does a moderate amount of damage depending on how you spec it. With the Drell Assassin though, it won't be your strongest move, but comes in handy for groups of enemies, setting off your own or your teammates' combos, and when you're low on ammo. The homing grenade can be used to set off tech combos, set up by you or your teammates. Although with the Drell Assassin, the only way to set up your own combos with this build is by using consumable ammo types. On a side note though, the homing grenade can be used to set up fire explosions, but to do this you need to put points into the fire damage in rank 5 in the homing grenade tree. Overall, homing grenades are a grenade, so there will be limited supply of them, but they come in handy for emergency situations or when you need that little bit of extra damage. The third and final ability the Drell Assassin has is Recon Mine. This is a key ability to the Drell Assassin in the build I use, and it's all to do with the debuffing aspect of it. With Recon Mine, the assassin will fire off a mine that will stick to any surface, bar enemies. After about 3 seconds after landing on a surface, the mine will become triggered, giving players a tactical readout of all enemies nearby. Enemies will appear in red and can be seen through walls. After the mine is set up, the player can press the Recon Mine ability again to detonate it, causing massive damage over a wide area. However, the mine does come with an excessively long cooldown after casting it, so you'll always want to cast it while you are cloaked, as the tactical cloak cooldown is a lot quicker and will override the Recon Mine's cooldown. On a side note though, detonating the Recon Mine has no cooldown at all. Now with the Drell Assassin, Recon Mine is key due to the invasive scan. Invasive scan turns the Recon Mine into a wonderful debuffer for both you and your teammates. It makes targets caught in the scan take 25% more damage from all sources and makes them move 30% slower. This means that you want to try to catch enemies in areas where they will be scanned. Choke points on the map are your friend, and you should always draw opponents into them with a Recon Mine already set up and ready to go. You might be tempted to set off your Recon Mine, but only try to do this if you're moving location, there is a very large group of enemies, or it's the last few enemies left in a round. If you activate your mine just to kill one Banshee with a little bit of health at the start of a round, then you might end up hindering the team. As an added bonus, the detonation of Recon Mine can be used to activate tech combos. One last side note is that the explosion of the Recon Mine is smaller than the scanned area, so be aware of this. Overall, the Recon Mine is key to your damage. The Recon Mine's invasive scan needs to be up as much as possible for this Drell build to work. As for the passives, like I said before, with Drell Assassin you want to go for all out weapon damage. This is your main source of damage. Putting points into both weapon damage talents and headshots is a must. The headshot damage is also key to this build, but I will talk about that a bit more when we talk about weapons. You will also want to take max fitness, as this will keep the Drell up and running. Also, the added speed the max fitness gives you is well worth it. When it comes to weapons, you need to take something that has a good headshot bonus. The best in the game is the M11 suppressor pistol. This pistol has the highest headshot multiplier, and in the hands of the Drell Assassin makes him a master at taking down foes with headshots. Failing to have this weapon, or as a backup, I tend to take a good submachine gun. You also need to be aware of your weapon weight. You don't really need the 200%, but don't overburden yourself too much. You should also consider taking a consumable ammo type with this character in order to give yourself some tech combo options. Disruptor ammo, cryo ammo, incendiary ammo are all good choices, and allow for combos that can be set off via your homing grenades for extra damage. For this build you should also take the Targeting VI consumable, as this will help your headshot damage output. The Drell as a race could be considered the fastest in the game. They have poor shields but above average health. However, on the harder difficulties, health does not regenerate apart from at the end of a round, while shields recharge no matter what. This to me means that I always prefer high shields unless you're a character that can regenerate his health in the middle of a match, like the Krogan Warlord or Forger using Bloodlust. The Drell have a quick acrobatic dodge that can get them out of the way of incoming fire quickly. Their light melee is a series of martial art style attacks. Their heavy melee is a biotic strike that can blast opponents away. However, melee should only be used as a last ditch effort or when it's safe to show off. Overall, the Drell Assassin is a great class to use as a headshot class. You have an extra 25% damage from your invasive scan Recon Mine. You have an extra 25% damage from headshots in the Drell Assassin tree. You have a huge damage bonus from Tactical Cloak, plus the headshot damage bonus from Targeting VI and Vulnerability VI. All of this combined with the M11's headshot multiplier, and you don't need to be a mathematician to tell that this is a lot of damage when you aim for the head. However, if you do find it hard going for the head, or do not have decent weaponry, then the Drell Assassin might not work well for you. There are alternative builds for this class, but I found this one was best for me, as I felt it made the Drell Assassin into a beast of a damage dealer. You just have to remember to always set your sights on enemies' heads. Anyway, I've been Darcblade, bringing you my Mass Effect 3 multiplayer class guide to the Drell Assassin. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.